Hello everyone, in this lecture we are going to explain a well-known theory, formalism in detail, but if you are new to my channel then please like the video and subscribe the channel. Let's start it. What is formalism? Formalism is a literary theory that emphasizes the importance of a text's form, its structure, language, and style over its content or historical context. Formalists believe that the meaning of a literary work can be understood by analyzing its intrinsic features, such as word choice, syntax, imagery, symbolism, and narrative structure. What does it mean? Simply, it means that formalism is nothing but it is a literary theory which focuses on the importance of a language structure and style. Basically, if someone asks you that what formalism is, so you should answer that formalism is a literary theory in which we study the word choice, syntax, imagery, and narrative structure etc. If you are not getting the point, do not worry, I am going to explain its main points and then I will give you practical examples, so you will understand it completely. The important point of this theory is emphasis on form over content. This is the main point of this theory, which you should keep in mind, that the main focus of this theory is form and not content. You can say, formalism prioritizes the structure, style, and literary devices of a text rather than its content or themes. The focus is on how a story is told rather than what the story is about. You can say, the primarily concerned with the form of a literary work rather than its content. Form refers to the structure, style, and language used in the text, while content refers to the themes, messages, or subject matter. Formalists argue that the way a story is told, the arrangement of words, the choice of literary devices, the structure of the narrative holds the key to understanding its meaning and artistic value. Imagine a poem that describes a beautiful landscape. A formalist would focus on how the poem uses imagery, rhythm, and metaphor to evoke the beauty of the scene, rather than just what the landscape represents. The specific words chosen, the structure of the stanzas, and the use of sound, like alliteration or rhyme, are all essential to how the poem conveys its aesthetic experience. Simply, by this point it means that it focuses on structure, style, and not content of the literary work. The next point is autonomy of the text. This is another important point that you should keep in mind, that formalists believe that a literary work should be viewed as an independent, self-contained entity. This means that the text should be analyzed on its own terms, without relying on external factors like the author's biography, the historical period in which it was written, or the social and political conditions of the time. The idea is that everything needed to understand and appreciate a text is contained within the text itself. In simple words, you can say that this theory claims that text is itself a complete entity, which means that it is independent. There is no need to focus on external factors like author's life, historical period in which the text is written etc. The next point is objective analysis. By objective analysis means that formalism seeks to remove personal biases and subjective interpretations from the analysis of literature. Instead of focusing on how a text makes the reader feel or what the reader personally thinks about it, formalists strive for an objective analysis based on the text's observable features. The goal is to assess the text based on evidence found within its form and structure, making the analysis more systematic and less reliant on personal opinions. In simple words, you can say that when you give a text to formalists for analysis, they will analyze the text without personal biases and objective interpretation. By this point, I mean that they will not suggest you something in the given text, but they will analyze its form, structure, style, choice of words etc. So this is called objective analysis. Rejection of external influences. This is another point, which means that formalists reject the idea that a literary work should be analyzed based on external factors, such as the author's intentions, historical background, or societal influences. Actually, they argue that these factors are irrelevant to the text's artistic value and meaning. The text should stand on its own, independent of outside contexts. Imagine if formalists analyze Emily Dickinson's poetry, they would focus on the poem's structure, language, and use of metaphor, rather than considering Dickinson's personal life, the historical period she lived in, or her reclusive nature. The idea is that the poem itself provides all the necessary information for analysis. Focus on literary devices. This is another point that formalists are particularly interested in the use of literary devices, such as metaphor, simile, symbolism, irony, and imagery. These devices are seen as the tools that writers use to create meaning and evoke emotions in the reader. Analyzing how these devices function within a text is central to the formalist approach. Simply, they focus on the literary devices that how they are used in a text. Basically, they analyze the text of a literary work structurally and not semantically. Focus on language. Language is at the heart of formalist analysis. Formalists study how language operates within a text, including how words are arranged, the sound patterns they create, and the multiple meanings they might carry. They are particularly interested in how language can shape meaning in subtle and complex ways, often beyond the literal level. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture, but please don't forget like and subscription to my channel. Thank you.